Today's video is part 2, Winter Inspiration, where I gather inspiration from this graphic artist and I make doll clothes. I found her drawings on Pinterest. I especially like her coats and jackets. The purpose of my video today is to demonstrate how you can use the pattern bundle rather than buy 8 separate patterns to make all the winter outfits. My plan is to demonstrate various ways to change the pattern in order to make a different style for the pants, jackets, and coats. The pattern bundle is listed in my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box. In previous inspiration videos, I usually tried to match colors and designs, but this time in part 1 and 2, I changed the graphics to black and white so I could concentrate on the structure of the outfits rather than the colors. Be sure to watch part 1 of Winter Inspiration video. Before I start sewing, I don't think I have ever showed you my little sewing corner. You don't need a whole lot of space to sew doll clothes. Everything takes place in this little corner of our guest room, which was formerly our daughter's room. All right, let's sew. The first step is to gather the fabrics. A few of the items are from the Dollar Tree. The pattern that you purchase is labeled as shown on the pink copy of the leggings pattern pictured here. If you choose to transfer the pattern to the freezer paper, you will need to hand write a few of the instructions as a reminder. I made each outfit separately in the part 1 videos. However, if you know you're going to make more than one outfit, a more efficient approach is to use the assembly line sewing method. Here's an example. Sew all the shoulder seams at the same time. Next, I sewed all the facings, and here's how. Place a rectangle of fabric right sides together. If you choose to include a collar, the collar should go between the facing and the jacket. Be sure to baste the collar before you sew. Now I will demonstrate how to sew that facing and collar onto the jacket. You repeat the same method for all 4 of the jackets and with the tops also. As I previously mentioned in the beginning of the video, the collars are a way to vary or modify the basic pattern bundle. Each collar is simply a rectangle. You adjust the size that you prefer. In this example, I cut a small rectangle to make a small collar. The next example is just a lapel and no collar. If the collars are just too hard for a beginning sewist, this next example is a very easy thing to do. You just simply sew the facing and turn back the corner to make a lapel. The blazer shows a different way to make a collar and lapel. You simply make a rectangle piece of fabric as your collar, cut 2 more rectangle pieces of fabric, sew down the front of the jacket to make the facing, turn, and then turn the collar and the lapel part. Then make a strip of fabric to bind the unfinished seams. Next, I added the extended sleeves. I used the assembly line sewing as I serged the raw edges, and then I machine hemmed the wrist part of the sleeves. If I seem to be leaving out a few of the steps, be sure to watch a previous video shown here for more step-by-step instructions. The last step is to sew the sleeve and the side seam. Let's take a quick look at the tops and how I made variations to the basic pattern. The dress and the top are made from the A-line pattern in the pattern bundle. I used my little envelope closure I've mentioned before. The next top is made from that same pattern. The design feature on the top is a little band sewn to the bottom. I sewed a casing and strung a drawstring as the closure. The sweater is the basic top included in the pattern bundle. It opens down the front instead of the back. I added buttons. The little crop top underneath is a sock. Just sew shoulder seams and cut a neckline in the sock. This top is again the basic pattern with a V-neck, and it opens down the back with my favorite closure. All the tops were made in one sitting, assembly line fashion. I made all the pants at the same time. I went ahead and sewed the jeans off camera so that I could be more precise with my top stitching. Sew the curves first. Finish the raw edges. Sew the inseam. Clip the curves. Sew the hem and the waistband. The pattern for the leggings is included in the bundle. Just remember to use knit fabric. Have your iron ready to press as you sew. Let's take a look at the accessories. All the purses are simple rectangles of fabric. Sew a little ribbon to the wristlet. The strappy sandals are made with a ribbon. I made them in a previous video. I added buttons to the sweater on the next outfit. The purse is a rectangle with a drawstring. I made the shoes in a previous video. For the evening type wear, I made the open-toe booties, also made in a previous video. Included is a purse with a rope handle. I added buttons to the blazer, and her little cell phone is just a folded piece of fabric. The shoes are made using the basic flats pattern. So, let's see how close I came to trying to match the graphic artist's designs.